Time now to take a closer look at the growing humanitarian tragedy caused by the war in Syria. Refugee agencies say the crisis has now reached breaking point. According to the UNHCR, more than 1.7 million refugees are now sheltering in neighbouring countries, including Turkey, Lebanon, Egypt, Jordan and Iraq.
So you can see that spread there. World Vision CEO Tim Costello has just visited Jordan and Lebanon to witness the crisis firsthand, and he's been good enough to join us in the studio. Thank you very much for your time. Give us a sense of what it was like over there, Tim.
It's unimaginable and very hard to describe. It's as if Australia had, say, 2.5 million people suddenly arrive and we were hosting them in our homes and communities. In Jordan, 70% of the Syrians are in Jordanese homes and communities. And that's a population of 6 million, 600,000, a tenth of the population in their homes and communities, which now are absolutely overflowing. And so we are building these massive camps. So I was there because World Vision's part of building a huge new massive camp that's literally a city coming out of a windswept sand dune in a very remote place, which will have 120,000 people. So it's sort of apocalyptic in the heat, 40 degrees, in winter it's snow and people in tents. It's extraordinary.
What's the physical and I suppose just as importantly the mental plight of a lot of these refugees?
Well, they all just say, I just want to go home. And here are often very sophisticated people because they come from Damascus, which is a great city, and Syria has actually a lot of water. Jordan is one of the most water-scarce countries in the world. So the tensions are that Jordanians are seeing water trucked into camps and they're saying, what about us? And shouldn't we just close our border? It's to their credit they haven't. And I was terribly moved with a Jordanian mother of 12 with 4 sets of twins, her husband dying of heart disease, and in fact her electricity being cut off the day I met her. Her rent's gone up 400%, she can't pay it. I said, do you want the border closed? She says, no, these are humans. I say to my children, even though we've got nothing in the house to eat, these are humans. Those Syrians are in worse conditions than us. And just the generosity of spirit was amazing. And it does make you think how Australians would react.
Well, you have to come to that point, and I'm sure that it would be a sobering commentary from you this morning as people are getting up and considering our sort of dealing with it, the fact that we're grappling. Let's take a look at another graphic, Tim, that I think really reflects just how small the problem is for Australia and how we necessarily... Let's see if we can get that up right now. That's a very stark graphic, isn't
Where
it?
that pinprick on the far left, right?
Yeah.
So what that graphic does is restore perspective. And I think we all know we have lost perspective. The truth is that they are Arabic, and that's why for the first year of this 2-year crisis they were also welcoming. And now, because it is so overwhelming, look at Jordan and particularly Lebanon, it's going, we are going to go under ourselves because the war shows no sign of abating. I had an interview with President Putin in his Dasher in Moscow just 6 weeks ago in my role in Civil Society 20, the G20s in Russia. And I raised this space of Syria and weapons and humanitarian space because within Syria, there are 10 million people within who are out of their homes, who are internally displaced, and we're not getting to those people, and that really worries us.
Lebanon too, I was reading some of the material from there. Tensions are quite high there. By Christmas, you've got a third of the population could be Syrians, and the Lebanese are seeing them being treated, the Syrians being treated better than they are in terms of their own plight.
Absolutely.
That's going to start to cause huge tension.
And in Lebanon, it's a fine power balance between Hezbollah, who came into existence to fight Israel. They literally have said, we're going to fight to the death for Assad, and we don't care how many of our Shia co-religionists get kicked out of Saudi Arabia and Qatar. Now that's our fight. So the Sunnis in Lebanon are saying, how come they're now fighting there? The Christians actually support Assad because they say he might be a brute of a man, but as a secular person, not an Islamist, he protects religious minorities. So you've got all of that spilling over in Lebanon, and you're literally starting to see the Middle East being reshaped.
For people, viewers, seeing these horrific figures and wanting to help Tim, how can they go about?
We have a World Vision Syria appeal, and I really do invite Australians to be generous. We can do something for these people. Go to worldvision.com the Syria appeal or ring 13 32 40.
Good to see you. Thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you very much.